Police or zombie problems? Your tortoise won't stop breakdancing?
Try blue tape.
The miracle of our age. Yay! Hey, we love that umbrella guy. All right. Thank you.
I'm calling from Los Angeles, and I'm having a little problem under the name ThATuMBRELLAgUY. I sent him my phone number at least 20 times in the chat and told him to call me. He ignored me, or I'm a man. I filed the report. If you guys could take a look at it and give me a call back, I would love to hear what you guys can do to help us. We really need to kind of stop this guy at least until Monday. I told him to call me, or I'm a man.
You know what? I talk to your mayor.
Just my silence, ghost riding the whip, the masked up live ender, busting up your threats and returning them to sender. Step into me, you better bring your nation as I wreck you to the population. It's that umbrella guy on the verbal flamethrower, notching up the belt, not just some lame shower, cranking up a stream just to show what's beneath. I'm masked up, baby, but I'm still sporting teeth. With one bling to rule them all and one bling to blind them. Iced out, grilled up, hunting, knowing we'll find them. Becky homes are always flammable, it will ignite you. Calling out the games you play just to spite you. I'm still standing. I'm still standing.
I'm still standing. What's up, baby? How's it going today? Welcome to a Saturday edition of The Crazy Never Ends. It never does it? I swear. You know, today I saw something really weird, by the way. It kind of blew my mind for a second because I don't even really know what to call it. All right. So I was driving by a lake. And when I was driving by, I saw a boat out in the middle of the lake, right? And it kept jumping up and down. Now, intentionally. Now, my first thought was, that boat out there is popping wheelies, right? I mean, that makes sense, but it doesn't have wheels. So what exactly do you call that? Yeah, it's stuck with me all day. And I looked out there, I thought, man, that boat is popping. Wait a minute. It doesn't have wheels. Can you pop a wheelie without a wheel? I don't think so. It's so bizarre. By the way, something is coming up on Monday. That's right. Monday there is a video that is going to drop that is going to blow your socks off. It's going to be very fun to watch. You should keep an eye out for that. It's going to drop on What the Hales. It is going to be a video that has ended up foiled into the lap of somebody. And oh my goodness. You're going to enjoy it. You're going to enjoy it quite a bit. I got to see it. I was like, holy crap. By the way, it is Saturday. So if you would let people know we are live. Yesterday, I had doctor appointments and I was just worn out yesterday. So I did not have a live stream yesterday. So kind of took a day off. It's kind of weird to take a day off ever, but if you would let people know that we are live today, I didn't know if we would be or not. And yeah, we got a holiday weekend coming up too. That'll be an interesting one. It was interesting. I had to take the girls with me yesterday, and I had a doctor's appointment, and they just had to ride with me down to Nashville. So I brought them in for lunch, and I told the oldest that she could pick out what we ate. And she was like, I want ribs. I want ribs. I was like, ribs. Okay. That's an interesting one. So the little one yesterday wanted to try the ribs for the first time. And that was a very, very funny thing to see. Oh, I got to get a laugh out of that. It's been amazing. It was funny. She had went from, I'll never eat that, it's gross, to, oh my gosh, Dad, can we have that again and again? It's amazing. Hey, by the way, I noticed I was I was looking at something. I keep getting recommendations now because I looked over at a certain somebody's YouTube channel. I was keeping up with their commentary. And out of their home, for some reason, I keep getting recommendations for the fence. And the fence is so bizarre, because every time I see it, it annoys the crap out of me, because I'll get recommendations and I'll get the same video back to back, like these kind of videos. I'll get a video like this that shows the beginning of it, and then right after that, I will have a recommendation for the aftermath, where it has that huge garbage bag of a thing like sticking up in the air and some of the tin on top of it. I get a recommendation for this. Oh Lord. Oh, it blows my mind every time. Because the auto start, I don't know. I have my YouTube set to auto start. I don't know if you guys set your videos to that, but gives you a preview of what you see when you're scrolling down, and I'll see it scroll past the giant garbage bag, or the beginnings of it anyway. Like, my Lord, man, the gapping. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, just look at the problems already. Not just see, I always look up here, but I usually don't look down here. And I mean, look at that. That is not good. You're gonna have one storm and that thing is gone. One real storm is going to eat that fence, and it is going to be ugly, very ugly. Oh man, Volpe. By the way, I'm just catching you up on some random stuff before we get into the goodies today. Volpe I told this the other day. I told how he has continued his harassment despite being told by the police not to do it. He has been writing emails and more. You know, he was told by the police not to be doing that. I don't know if you've kept up with that wonderful crap. Well, apparently, he's not only doing that, but he is bragging about it now. That's right. Give me one second. Let me make sure. My chat. There we go. I lost my chat for a second. My phone freaked out there. So, check this out here. You not only have him violating, which he violated the other day. I showed you the email of that, but now he's full-fledged bragging about it. So you have him telling you straight up. He's telling the police straight up about his crime. And remember, again, he posted the criminal police report. He posted this. He posted his discussion with the police about how he actually was contacted by them. He posted the voice discussion as well about it. Well, now he's posting his violations. It's bizarre. Again, he's playing a game of chicken with the police. And here's the thing you've got to remember with police. If you think you're right in that, you can still end up having a wonderful time going over and sitting in a cell. And if you think you're going to get a payday, you could be talking about waiting years before you have any kind of payday, you know. So you could be talking about sitting in a cell. You could be talking about on top of that, going into court if they get you with anything whatsoever. You might have a problem. But, you know, I guess his little buddy is prepared him for jail. Maybe they've been telling stories about how great it is, you know. It was like, if you read my article about how about how the Dovins was, I swear, man, these people. You look at him too. I mean, here he's posting about it. He's been bragging about it. And it amazes me. He's like, he wrote, again, he tagged in myself and God knows who else. Megan's like, I don't read their emails. I'm like, I do. Good God, man. They write some of the craziest shit. You know? I mean, he's connecting an article where, like this is how messed up it is. So, Paint Chips has created a fake black man that he writes with. And he refers to himself in third person like he's being interviewed by somebody. It is the worst, the weirdest crap I've ever read. But he's created a fake black man that he writes articles with because Volpe apparently is not good enough. So he would rather create a fake person to have as a writing partner than to include his moron, his sad panda of a partner here. Oh my Lord, it is something to see. I love it there. I love it. Oh, that's funny there. Skip for us all that. Oh my God. 12 months, 52 weeks, 365 days. That's right. They never, ever stop. They really don't, though. I mean, look at this. Okay, so the email here, it includes a link to a Substack article by Paint Chips in which it is entitled, Hales, talking about Jeremy Hales, goes to Hale. That's right. Which again is it reads like it reads like a teenager wanting to be very edgy that it's come off their meds. They're like, oh no, little Johnny's not taking his Adderall anymore. It's very sad, man, when grown-ass men, they gotta try to channel their inner edgelord. And it's really funny when it fails. You know, when you look through, I always like looking through the commentary, and you'll notice people like Paint Chips will have a conversation with another person in there. Like, oh man, and they're commenting back and forth and stuff. And then you click on it, and you'll notice it's not a real account. And you can tell that they're not telltale signs. I mean, they are like bash you over the head fake signs. Why? Well, they follow all of the fake accounts that are there, including like the fake black man that he created so he could write an article with them. On top of that, they only follow these things that, of course, paint chips would have them follow. I mean, it's crazy. It reminds me of how Lips would set up fake accounts. I mean, these things, as far as comedic output, they are unintentionally hilarious. But like I said, I like the fact that he created it. He can't have any actual diversity in his life, so he had to create it. He's probably it's probably a flashback from the prison love times. He's like, you know what? It's probably like if you unscramble the name, it's probably an anagram for that guy that he's really longing to go back to, because well, what else are they doing in all of this? My God. And remember, I'm not joking about the prison love article. You should look it up. It's something else. He was part of one, writing about his prison love times. You would think a guy who is like, oh my God, these terrible things happened to me, you would think he wouldn't be longing to get back to that. But I mean, then again, maybe the complaints. I don't know. But anyway, I digress there. Look at this. Read this. So it's got that. And it says, Mr. Hales, don't you think it makes sense to drop Ray from the lawsuit? Especially since your lawsuit is so weak. Why are you tormenting someone whose wife may die? Now, that's interesting, considering I didn't know, first of all, that having a sick relative was an out. Like, I could do whatever I wanted, and after I did whatever I wanted, I could say, hey, this person right here, this is my way out of this. And you've got to be like, oh, man, you know what? You're right, Tug. You could do whatever you want. I'm sorry, I didn't realize that you had this sick relative. Man, if you knew that, gosh, why wouldn't people use that more often? What's crazy, though, is, again, Paint Chips is bringing up, like, that, again, his articles are like, they are something, like I said. One day we'll read one. One day we will. That'll probably be the highlight of his life, by the way. When I said that, he's probably sitting there. He's like, oh my God. He's probably feeling nethers that he hasn't felt in years. He's like, oh, the quaking. But also on this, you see the posting. Again, he's bragging about it. And he's trying to shield his channel with his wonderful little legs filling buddy. Oh my God. They are so bizarre in some of the stuff they put up. It is. It's weird. What's really weird is, again, they try to be intimidating too. And like Volpe's anything, but he makes me sad. Like this picture right here, that picture by itself, it's funny. Like the one at the top, if you look at where he got it from, he went into he went into one of those places where you can buy a suit that's like $99. You see those places, they advertise all the time. So he's in one trying on a suit. He doesn't own the suit, mind you. He's just trying on a suit so he can get a picture so he can use it for this. It's so sad, man. But it doesn't look like him at all. Like in real life, he is a sad, sad panda. I mean, he is. He looks very sad. Oh, man. It's like, when life, I mean, the best thing for you is that it claimed your hair. you know, but it didn't stop there. They claimed everything. I mean, he looks like that that stereotype of a rundown person that just hates everything. It's amazing. But that image right there, you should go and look up where it came from. Oh, I've got a radar. What's up, girl?
What's that?
Did you get your mac and cheese? Huh? Oh, you ate it all this time? That's good. So you didn't let it sit and waste away?
Yeah. I always like fresh mac and cheese. It was cold a little bit on one of the mac and cheese, and then yeah. So that's why I didn't eat it, because I don't like one cold mac and cheese touching all the hot mac and cheese.
I see. Hey, you want to tell everybody like how you had a big week, right? First you went to Five Below.
No, I didn't go to Five Below.
Yeah, remember we went to Five Below at the week to start out the week, right? And then we went to remember when you went over to Five Below and I'm not gonna say how much money you spent, but it was pretty crazy.
Tell them how many.
Not telling them how many.
You said money.
Yeah, there's a $2 right there. Can you say thank you to Wheezy Wheels?
Thank you, Wheezy.
Yeah, it says hey to you. I'm not telling them how much there. You remember what all did you get there? Do you remember?
Candy.
You've got a lot of candy. That's
balloon.
You got a balloon. You got a balloon. That balloon is still flying around the house.
Yep.
That's a good balloon. To be honest, that's a very good balloon.
The balloon has one bug in it.
Yeah, it's a donut balloon, of course. Because of course it had to be
an ice cream balloon.
Yeah, well, they didn't have an ice cream balloon there.
I hope it is.
Yeah, you got a lot of candy. What else did you get there? You got a book you could draw in, the Pennywise book. We had to get a Pennywise book.
Book that you can write in with one goal is magic.
Oh yeah, you got a magic writer book. I forgot about that. Hey, the Floofy Cat said, "Hey,
send me money."
Yeah, he did.
Floofy Cat, thank you.
He said the overlords love the bug. Oh,
always
that's very nice.
Always
yeah. Hey, come over here. People can't hear you when you're up there. Also, hey, look, somebody else sent you. What number is that? And, yep, that's $5 there. Can you say? Are you singing? Are you singing thank you to him? Is that what that was?
Now I'm singing everything.
Oh, you're just singing? No, that's lovely. Can you say thank you to S-Shine? Yeah, they said hey to you. Hey, be careful, don't fall over them. Oh man.
I need to send more money.
Yeah.
You missed that one.
Oh yeah, I did miss one.
Missed two.
You got a better eye than I do on that, don't you? Yeah, I missed two. Let's see. That was Andre. You say thank you to Andre?
Look.
Yeah, you got a better eye than I did there. Can you say thank you to Andre?
Thank you.
So there's some candy money for you. She's running around with a freaking mac and cheese thing.
Oh no, Hale's not selling.
There's another two for you. Can you say thanks to Martin? She's singing here. I don't know if you see it. She's singing. She sings low. Can you say thank you to Theresa?
Thank you.
She said that's for more books for you and Sissy.
And candy.
Yeah, well, you and Sissy, we actually went over this weekend. Where did we go?
We went
to Murfreesboro. Where'd we go? We went to both bookstores there. The big ones, right?
I can't remember the day. You know what I mean?
What you have to eat today?
I ate.
Where do we go? What do we go and get today? What did you try yesterday?
Those little, those little things that the stores by the candy shop.
Yeah, I'm talking about.
Yeah, I went and
ribs.
and tell them where we went.
Where we went all day yesterday? Well, we went to both bookstores, of course.
No, I'm talking about the Mossy's books.
Yeah, we went to both bookstores, right? Then we went over to get well, first we got an icy. Yeah.
Icy's always the
an
best.
icy. Yes, icy's always the best. Then we went to the candy shop. Then we had to take Sissy to Hot Topic because she always makes us go to Hot Topic, right?
Yeah, but I like that place too.
You like that place too? No, that makes two of y'all.
I like candy shop. I like the candy shop. I like the candy shop. I like the candy shop. I like Hot Topic. I like Hot Topic.
Yeah. Sissy got some books. You got a book.
Yeah, just one book.
Yeah, you got your book too. There's Teresa sent $10. Can you say thank you?
Thank you.
Yeah, that says for more books for you too. Here's 2 from Emma. Can you say thank you for that too? For that next trip to Five Below. Yeah.
Yeah, and tell them where we went to eat that muffin.
We went to Miller's, which
and I had a little saying that kids don't have phones because I don't have a phone.
Yeah, they have a cool thing where you can play like at the table. They can play like little games together with all the kids or whomever. Actually, it was me and her playing games because she doesn't have a phone or anything, so you have to play games.
Yeah, and I had a little thing that maybe hold it the phone. Maybe you did it. Maybe it was just a little thing.
Yeah.
And you had to buy it, but at least it was
You did really good.
Bad.
You did really good. You played Battleship, and you beat the computer, which the computer cheated, so it was pretty good.
No,
it did. It would find your boats really fast. So
the computer just wanted to play the game too.
Oh, it just wanted to play. I gotcha. You say thank you to Cynic and Cheek. He said hug for the bug. Oh, that's nice.
Why did you say that?
I call you Big Umbrella Girl. Bug. B-U-G. Yeah.
You can call me Santa Girl if you want.
You gonna be Spider Girl today?
Yeah. I like spiders. I have a pink-toed spider.
Yeah, I know you have a pink-toed spider. Jeanette sent you 2 there too and said hi.
Hi.
That's nice there. Oh, the Undertaker said it's their birthday tomorrow. Maybe you could bust out a birthday song. Do you know a birthday song?
Happy birthday to...
Yeah, happy birthday to them. Happy birthday to them. Happy birthday to them. Perfect. There you go.
I have a good song.
That was beautiful, actually. That was beautiful.
I said them because there's...
Oh, man. Cynic and Chief said, you know what the coldest town is?
What?
Murfreesboro. You like that, didn't you?
Yeah, because I like song on Christmas. And look, remember when they did the song on Christmas one time?
I do remember that, actually. I remember going outside freezing. What's Hot Topic? Miss C. Sparkle. It is a store that started way back in, the 1990s, I think.
And you have a candy shop if you go at the...
It was like Goth Topic back then,
Yeah, and there's a little place where you can buy stuff if you go to the front one. And if you just don't want to go to the front, you just come out of the place and you see the candy shop first.
And I sent you $2. Can you say thank you? It says for you more candy.
Thank you.
That's
what Hot Topic is. And they'll have stores for you.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. You like it, right?
Everyone's getting for Halloween. I don't know why.
Why is it for Halloween? Well, I wonder why. I wonder why Hot Topic and Halloween. And LaWanda sent you $5 and said you have the cute voice.
I do have a cute voice.
Yeah, you're oh, that is a cute voice. Yeah, I do have a cute voice.
That's it.
You do, you know it. Anders sent you $10. Whoa, man, that's good. Can you say thank you?
Thank you.
She is going to town on some mac and cheese there.
Yeah, big mac and cheese juice is always the best.
Rio Baby said they used to live in Murfreesboro back in the 80s. Used to go to Main Street. It is a totally different place from back when. Murfreesboro used to be this tiny little place. Now it's like a Nashville light. It is becoming crowded. It's also
Yeah.
starting to have crime problems. Which is
Yeah,
kinda fun.
but I like the games on that little iPad at the
Yeah,
that Phil place, and Esther had good.
yeah, you liked the Millers, didn't you? Yeah,
Yeah, Esther had good games. They'll have a bunch of them.
yeah, you enjoyed it. I know. Rhea Rice at 2 there. Oh, there's a box coming Tuesday with gifts for you guys. Oh my goodness! Keep saying
I
thank
need
you.
more mac and cheese though.
Well, you have to tell Sissy to make some. Andrew says, "Is it square mac and cheese or round mac and cheese? Which one was it?
Fuck 'em.
Was it?
How is it square mac and cheese? What's square mac and cheese?
Well, the ones with little squares. You just get the. Remember, you said ramen was circle or square.
Uh-huh.
Remember, you said that circle ramen was the best ramen.
Mhm.
So is that square mac and cheese or is it circle mac and cheese?
It's circle mac and cheese because we have the good kind of mac and cheese. That's
Oh,
the
man.
one there is.
You have a Velveeta type actually.
Yeah, the Belvita's actually good.
Is it? Oh, you
Yeah,
get
it's the
thumbs up.
best.
Okay. Well, hey, go tell Sissy to make
Please,
another
can
one.
you tell our TikTok?
Yeah. Well, you tell. I'll tell her. I'll tell her. Let's see. Man,
This is not on the phone.
more
Mac and cheese.
cheese, please. All right, go.
Love you.
I love you too.
Everyone, even Red.
All right, come here, give me a hug. I got to do
Have
all
a
my
good
stuff now.
day.
I got to do my stuff.
Have a good day, everyone.
Yep, everybody will have a good day. You go have fun,
Yeah.
okay? Tell her I texted her too, okay? Yep. Alrighty. All right, let me fire this back up. Oh, she's been excitable today. She wanted to tell everybody about everything that was going on, all the fun times that she had. I was like, of course you can tell people. Heck yeah. So here we are. All right. So as I was saying, you have Volpe again. He has been violating a police order, and yet on top of it, he likes to call people names, which it doesn't surprise me, but it's kind of interesting considering. I mean, this is the guy again that has been warned away by law enforcement. He's been told, "Hey, you've got to stop what you're doing," and yet when he's talking about messaging, he's talking about Hale's being a repulsive bully. I thought that's the funniest thing coming from this tandem, especially. You know, we're talking about a guy that again, he has sent well over 50 messages. You can't pretend that has some kind of journalistic integrity attached to it when you're just barrage messaging people to harass them. And I mean, it's amazing. You have to be warned off by the police. You're like, I'm not doing anything wrong. When he got upset too with the police, it's so funny because these guys, you know, they want to sound tough. They do, but they don't sound tough. You know, they want to talk a big game, but they sound like whiny, petulant children. They're like, I'm not doing anything. Oh, it's so good. It is so good. But he's like, I don't expect Mr. Hales to respond. When he responds, you cry about it for weeks. I mean, you know, it's the perfect catch-22 because this dude whines and whines when he gets any kind of response whatsoever. You remember him crying about it? He was like, he's talking about my ex. It's not fair. That's off limits. And it's like, wait a minute, aren't you talking about his ex? How's that work again? You know, they point out the hypocrisy of themselves all the time. If he responds, they cry. They're like, he's a cry bully. You know? And it's like, no, I think you are. You're the cry bully, baby. It's amazing stuff. But he's like, he's a repulsive bully. He legally abuses. So he's using this again. Not only is he violating a police order, but he's bragging about it. He is 100% bragging about it. It's insane to see. It's not surprising though. None of it's surprising at all. Give me 1 second. I'm going to pull up that police order one more time just to note. Again, they were very clear in their order to him to stop. And here, give me a second. So again, not belaboring the point of this, just reminding you again. There was contact. I love the contact, by the way. I live it on 8-4, in which Volpe was, he was told, stop contacting me. Quote from Hales, do not contact me again. You're being reported for constant harassment. You'll be in court, you unhinged mental freak. I do think it's funny. Police contact Volpe. Volpe calls back and he's like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm in Chicago. Come get me. Such a tough guy, man. Such a tough guy. Yeah, indeed. I agree. This is the Cynic in Chief thing is very true, man. That is very true. So Cynic in Chief noted that in my neck of the woods, we call what Volpe is doing cruising for a bruising, harassment, narrow to avoid 1A issues, but he's managing to fit that. Yes, harassment is very narrowed. I agree. It's you've got to narrowly tailor rules so you don't step on free speech fundamental rights. People have free speech rights. The thing is, though, and that's what they try to use. They try to utilize the description of quote unquote journalists because there is a lot of people don't understand this. There is nothing that licenses people to become a journalist. There is no identification I can show you that says I'm 100% a journalist, So anybody can be a journalist, which is good. We should be able. That's how we can report on whatever. We can hold our government institutions accountable. Those things are important, but you have people that utilize that as a way to harass and a way to defame. And a person contacting people over and over and over and 50, 60. I mean, how many times? Who knows? Good Lord. I mean, I probably, God, I'm sure I've been tagged on at least 30 of the communications. It's nuts. Like I said, I definitely, when I say that, I'm not saying that them tagging me is harassment because I watch their brand as stupid and I laugh at it. That's what they don't like, But unfortunately for Hales again has been caught in a maelstrom where all these weirdos, they want to ruin his life. Now, on top of this stuff, we had some documentation pop up with the bankruptcy. Actually, we've had two things pop up. One thing has popped up in discussion. Did you know that the $56,000, the one that I figured this was a long established fact by now that the $56,000 existed, right? I mean, they've admitted to it how many times now? So you would think that the $56,000 thing had been well established. But guess what? They're denying it again. They're actually saying that the total, it's not real. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, this is something that, again, early on, they established. Even when they had people saying, let's see. Let's just actually get in here. Even in the early arguments about this, back in the day when he was bringing it up and all these people were like, oh, no, he didn't prove it. Even 2L was like, no, they sent a lot. And he brought up the dates and totals, right? Well, now they're back to denying. But look here, let me make this clear too. So $56,000, they've admitted to 100%. You see themselves in commentary saying that total $56,000. So I don't want to spend a lot of time on this, but I never want them to be able to walk away from this because this is fraudulent as hell. They walked away. I actually have, Michelle Preston, I have a few questions for you with that. I am wondering by now, honestly, I am wondering if certain people got paid out of that money. Was there a division of assets? Is that why you're comfortable with $18,000 as a number? Is that why you're willing to give up so easily too? Was there a plan with that money? That money didn't make it to its source? Because again, they gave up on those totals real easily. If one person gives $56,000, all these other people, and you're not willing to collect it, you're just willing to lay down. You're willing to let that person keep that money? There's no way in hell. Again, when you got a person out here begging for $6,000, they don't have an active bankruptcy right now, which is another subject we're going to turn into because there's been a lot of people pissed off about that. In fact, even Hale's brought this up in his short about that, which we're going to bring up. And there's great posts about what's left. But they have decided that doubling down on money and pretending that these totals, they aren't real somehow. That's something that people are just going to abide by and let happen because they don't like this guy. And again, I don't care if you like the guy or not. He gave a lot of money to these people. And it was meant for a specific thing. But much like the memorial, I saw a post about the memorial, by the way, that is now around a month old. And it said that the reason that the memorial, all of that hadn't kicked off was because the X2L co-host had been sick. They weren't there for the celebration. So when they were there, when it would go on. Well, it's been around a month. And that's after months of nothing. $4,000. Just poof. That's assuming, of course, that total is real. Here's another problem with that total. Everybody is assuming that there was $4,000 and that's it. They're assuming through all of those different avenues of collection, there's only $4,000 that was collected. And you don't know that. No, nobody actually knows that. Let me pull up this short to kick this off here. By the way, there were 2,000. I appreciate it. I've been terrible about tagging things correctly. I did not tag this video correctly today. I noticed. Oh, well. So I appreciate that so many of you actually find that on the weekends. Saturdays are the weakest days for lives. There's so much going on, in life too. But I appreciate you all showing up. That's awesome of you. So check out this. So there's a live stream, or rather a live stream. There's a video. The video is entitled, let's see, "You Were Stolen From, Taken Advantage." Let's see. Let me pull this up here. So the description of it was, "You were stolen from and taken advantage of. Report it." And I agree with that, by the way. I 100% agree with that. The people that gave for the bankruptcy, that's yet another thing that was not made good on. And now you have more information coming up. So let's listen to this, and then we're going to go forward, and we're going to talk about some of the documentation that is pumped up here. So let's hear this.
On the bankruptcy case with Lynette, who claims she never even knew she was filing for bankruptcy until it actually happened. Remember when Deuce fundraised, stating that he was going to have a Florida representation, for the federal court for Lynette? He lied to you. He defrauded you.
That is 100%. Now, he's going to try to play a semantic game. But the thing is, it would be very interesting. I'm kind of I'm kind of leaning towards. I used to lean towards, well, maybe 70% you could do something about it. I'm leaning much heavier to that lately because I've been looking into terms of service, and the terms of service through PayPal. It indicates that, again, he wants to play semantic games. Well, you could go in, you could report this for fraud. Actually, people can report the PayPal pool for fraud no matter what. It doesn't matter if you gave to it or not, but you can report it for fraud because the money was not utilized for what people thought it would be. And if people report it, I can force it to be paid back, all of it. So the person that put it together, they would be the person that would be on the hook and liable for it. So wouldn't that be something, Bruce? If you were suddenly forced to pay $5,000 to $6,000 restitution to people because PayPal was like, yo, you defrauded these people and they took it away from you. So let's continue there, though. And I'll pull up the fundraiser again just to show you what I mean.
Stole from you. And now what's going on? Well, Therese Bender, having been appointed trustee of the estate of the above-named debtors, report that this case was dismissed or converted. I've neither received any property nor paid any monies on the account of this estate. I hereby certify that the estate of the above-named debtors has been fully administered through the date of the conversation or the dismissal. I request that I be discharged from any further duties as trustee. Key information about this case, as reported in schedules filed by the debtors or otherwise found in the case recorded, the case was pending for 2 months. Assets abandoned without deducting any secured claims. Non-applicable. Assets exempt. Non-applicable. Claims scheduled. Non-applicable. Claims asserted. Non-applicable. Claims scheduled to be discharged without payment, without deducting the value of collateral or debts excerpted from the discharge. Not applicable. Filed by Therese Bender, the trustee. You were stolen from. You were taken advantage of. And you should be reporting this to the police.
Not only that, but they told the donors, they gave a specific date. See, there's all kinds of problems in this mess. They told the donors that gave that money that there would be a refiling of it on the Friday it was dismissed. But as far as anyone is aware, nothing's happened. Now, if they're trying to put the brakes on it too, I hope everybody and their mother realizes that if this is some kind of delay tactic and plan, that you have a lawyer that is out there. I'm talking about the company that would be doing it, that would also be willing to interfere in someone else's court cases. Now, we were told, remember, when 2L was talking about the money that was raised too, 2L said that $4,000 went to the lawyer and $2,000 would go to the court, which is not true, by the way. That's not the way that works. You have fees. You have to pay the court fees, but fees do not total anywhere near that. It's nuts. But let's pull up a few things on this, and then we'll pull up some stuff on the newest filing on it too, like I said. So the original, the PayPal pool, you look at now again, this stuff, it's amazing too. And you look at a few things that are attached to this, but I want to pull it all up here. Okay. So here we are. This is the PayPal pool. All right. Now you look at how this is worded. Now you tell me, is this about bankruptcy? When you read this, is this talking about bankruptcy? They all admitted at first, 2L and the gang, all of them, they were totally down with telling you, by the way, that it was all their master plan. It was all their brilliant fucking plan. It was only when they received a ton of backlash that 2L suddenly backed away and said, I didn't know anything about it. That was actually all Bruce, or the person, she won't say Bruce. She'll say the person who put it together, which is Bruce. So when you look at it then, hey, Laura, thank you there. Well, I appreciate you too. There are a lot of you too that are quiet out there that just listen. I appreciate all of you. You know, the folks that are loud, the folks that are quiet, all of you. We all come together and do our own thing. That's the way I listen to stuff, by the way. What? I've got an older Raider. Give me 1 second.
Hello.
Oh, what's up?
Guess what, guys? The plushie.
Move this way. In here. Yes, you got your Edgar plushie that came.
Yeah, Edgar.
Yes, Edgar is from the 1984 movie. What's the movie called?
Electric Dreams, and I've been raving about it for like a few months now. Well, it's gonna be a year. This is my longest phase ever.
That's right. You even went into you went into making sure, and you bought that yourself. You know, you saved up and bought it yourself, which is amazing. You know, yeah. Edgar, by the way, yes. If you've never seen the movie, she likes it. She's been on a robot kick lately, right?
Yes.
Yeah, robots, cyborgs, etc. He is cute. I do have to admit. Got him in the mail today. He came from Etsy. I'll have to show a picture of him all. You know.
Take a picture now.
Take a picture now. I'll pull.
Do it now. I'm gonna eat your soul.
I will pull up a picture of him. I don't need to take a picture of him. I'll pull up. Give me a second.
I got an Edgar plushie, and you guys don't have an Edgar plushie.
Let me see. Electric Dreams Edgar. Give me a minute.
He doesn't look like the plushie I have in the movie.
Yeah.
But it was like on one of the like covers.
There he is. Right, that's him.
So silly.
Yeah, let's show him off real fast. It's this little guy here. Yeah. It's a little Edgar. It's back in the 80s when they were busting out sentient computers and stuff. That was a fun time back when. Hey, by the way, Jack's mom sent you $10.
Craft fun.
Craft fun. That's awesome. You know, Weezy Will sent you 2 there and said, hey, it's good to hear you. That's awesome too, man. You say thanks to people?
Thanks, y'all.
Thanks, y'all.
People that watch Dad's live streams are cool.
They got the
and I'm going to throw Edgar at a wall now.
Hey, Rhea Raya said that Electric Dreams theme is one of her favorites.
Oh, I love it too. But which song? There's like 2 songs. One is like Together in Electric Dreams that played at the end of the movie. And
hey, what's Sissy doing, by the way?
Sleeping.
No way, she's asleep.
Just kidding. She's watching Mom TV.
Yeah. All right. Yes, you're supposed to be keeping it out. You're supposed to be keeping it out, or you were supposed to be keeping it out on her earlier when she came down here, weren't you? I see that grin. And don't
Edgar abuse.
Don't throw Edgar too much. Like he's a poor soul. You know. You waited
everything I can.
You waited like what 6 weeks for him to get here, so yeah.
And he's going to get thrown at so many walls.
Do not let Sissy get hold of him.
Why would I let her get a hold of him?
I know he'll end up with another face or something. All right,
I would have gotten like the other computer plushie, but I couldn't, so I just settled for this guy.
Yeah. All right. Love you, kiddo. Yeah, I know the other one. Oh. It was, what did that other one cost? It was crazy.
It was the same amount as this.
Was it? I thought it was higher. Was it little or something? What was it?
The one right next to the...
Yeah, the little bitty computer one? Yeah. Oh, it was tiny. That's what it was, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, they had the little bitty computer one as well. They had it on eBay, but it was like it was tiny, so we got her the little evil, or the little mischievous. I don't want to call it evil. It's more mischievous looking, but anyway, all right. She went back upstairs. She wanted to talk about her plushie with that. Give me 1 second here. Let me pull back up the PayPal funding thing. Give me a minute. 1 second. All right, there we are. Now, talking about the what's up, Jack's mom too. Hey, Fallen Hero, how you doing, brother? So check this out here. Reading that again. When you read this, does this read like people are collecting for a bankruptcy lawyer? If you were to read that, is that what you would have thought was transpiring here? I think it's important to note too, what they were doing here and what the stated outcome was, because the people that funded this, they talk about how these were their brilliant maneuvers, but what they fail to realize, and they still haven't gotten through their thick fucking skulls, is that other people paid for this. They didn't do this on their own. They told people after Bruce had dropped out of the case that they would have another lawyer coming in. That's what this is about. Bruce had dropped out. He had left them high and dry. And Bruce put together a PayPal pool that made it seem to other people, at least, like he was coming in. And in my opinion, I'm going to state it this way. He was, quote unquote, righting a wrong. Because it is wrong. No matter what I think about them, everyone should have a lawyer. And this, now granted, when they put up $6,000, it didn't dawn on me to look up fees of something like bankruptcy. You can tell that was the plan from go, because the filing fee for court costs is $338. That was the filing fees attached to it, the court costs that were attached. Although, interestingly, again, they didn't pay all their filing fees. They didn't pay all their court costs. That's strange. They fundraised court costs that were built in, but they never paid them. Very strange. And again, they made it sound like this is, again, for a lawyer to replace. Listen to it. Florida counsel for MP has been found. Now, what were they searching for? When you think about that, when you're raising money, were they ever telling you that they were looking for a bankruptcy lawyer? No. They had been talking about, and even the courts discussed it, that they were looking for Florida counsel as far as Fed 1, Fed 2. Now, what's really, really weird about this, too, it gets even stranger. I'm going to pull this back up in just a second. But remember, attached to this, you even had her state that she had no idea until it happened that was the case, that was what they were doing. See, that's where it gets really odd, because you had somebody ask. I thought this was kind of wild. And again, I don't have it all pulled up here because the point isn't to read the whole thing, it's to read this portion here. Somebody asked, she was saying, I've only asked for money a few times. And that person was like, you only asked for money a couple of times. That's what she said, a couple of times. What about the $7,000 for Stark? What about asking for $6,000 for a bankruptcy lawyer? What about $5,000 for a $15,000 ROV? I mean, those would be asking for money, right? And I mean, you're asking for one now, too. That's just a few. Well, they were like, are you getting Alzheimer's? So a response in this was really interesting because it brings up the bankruptcy. It says, the money for Stark, it came from mostly one person. They did it totally on their own. Sorry, you've been lied to. And then the bankruptcy money was totally done by Bruce. I had not even been told about it until it was done. She's claiming that she didn't realize that they were going to ask her to file bankruptcy, which again is a heavy hit as far as your own, your personal credits out there, your personal anything, being able to borrow money, rates that you would get hit at with that. And it's going to cover, I mean, again, I don't know how long she has, but she is not she's not a spring chicken, and with that, again, many people are. I realize all of us are getting older, by the way, but she has lived a pretty rough life, I'm going to say. The environmental alone that she's around these days, it's not good for you. And to say that something will impact you for around a decade, who knows what kind of health or other needs that may come up during that. What kind of, what kind of problems they might incur. And they might actually need much more than to end up, again, this is a desperation attempt that we were told was a delay tactic. Because they know that this is not going to write off everything. So if it's not going to write off everything, it's just going to delay. This burn chances at a lawyer. And she says that she didn't even know. Now, somebody actually brought up, too. They brought up something that I think I will address, okay? They said, well, it's weird that she claims that, considering she, give me one second, had to complete a certificate of counseling. She had to say that she had credit counseling. Okay. And this was posted as well. So I do want to address this because, this was this could have turned out to be a good point. Just remember one thing on this. All right. So as far as her counseling here, this was done at the beginning of July. Remember that the fundraiser, it was opened up in June, and the payout actually came out in June too. So you would hope that she realized it was coming up, but they may well have been like, yo, and what a weak fucking person to just go along with whatever anybody tells you, not even to know, because this has severe ramifications on your life. And on top of it, I swear, a debt repayment plan. Of course, they're wanting to write off about $10,000 and stuff, which, okay. Again, though, the admissions that come up that impact her in court, the impact on the rest of her life, and the impact that it made on the wallets of the people that they took that money from, that will never give her money like this again. She does not realize that. I believe that she thinks that people will continue to give. There are probably a couple of people here and there that do continue to give money, but that will ebb fast. It will. But when you read this, like I said, Florida Council has been found. Now, that doesn't sound like bankruptcy, does it? We have found Florida Council to represent MP. We need to raise $6,000 to retain them. The sooner we can raise these funds, the sooner Hale and Shockey will be stopped in court. Also, $338 court costs needed. That does not sound like they are raising bankruptcy funds. They very much misled the people that gave that money. Very much. And again, if people write and they complain to PayPal about it, they call PayPal about it. This is fraud. That is openly fraud by their terms of service. They may be able to sit up in a court and be like, haha, well, the way I worded it, this limits my liability. Well, yeah, it made MP look like a freaking liar and like she scammed people knowingly. And that's kind of the way that people have gone with that. The money, by the way, again, when you look, I mean, we did get a receipt for that to the bankruptcy folks. So we did have $6,000 put over. And again, something very weird about that. The whole situation is very bizarre. Because, I mean, you're talking about a guy that, again, he typically costs around $2,000. In this case, he makes $6,000. It's really weird, right? It's all really weird. Now, if you go and you look up, give me 1 minute. You look up the documentation that is that's popping up here. Let me show you this. And then there was a really good post about this too. But if you look this up, because specific documents are not available, you know, you can see that they're not available here. 31, 32, and 33. But you can see them coming in. You know, the medium creditors ends up canceled. You have the certificate of mailing. That ends up being dismissed. Here's another thing too that was interesting. You know who ends up in the creditor list? The bankruptcy court. They were listed as creditors too, because she owes them money. Isn't that interesting? But yeah, we saw the BNC certificate of mailing, the dismissal, like that was I've actually got that. I don't know if we went over that. I'd have to redact all of that, but I don't know if I went out. Let me see how bad that is. Give me 1 second. Let me look at how bad that is for redaction. It probably requires a lot of redaction, but let me just check. Just give me a minute on that. Sorry. I was just thinking about that. I was like, well, I don't think we went over that, but 1 second here. It'll take me a minute to find it there. It's wild though, because again, you're talking about somebody that they went out of their way to tell people that, again, that there was no wrongdoing. They knew nothing about it. There's nothing in this whatsoever. And yet, good Lord, man. God, there's a lot of documents here. Yeah, it's going to take a redaction off of that. I may have to pull that up another day then. I wanted to show you all just all the wild, all the crazy in it, because there's so much, man. It's what's telling about it. Again, they listed a lot of stuff that we would have never been able to get proof of. Things that they did not turn over, like we've talked about before. That they didn't turn over to the courts. You know, things like 3 cellular providers, for example. They decided they would not turn over. But yeah, okay. So the documentation, we do have number 30. I'll redact some of that, pull it up, and show it to you. It's part of another live stream. 31. Oh, by the way, I found something. I couldn't find this at first, but I found it the other day. So there's in Levy County. Just to talk about the police there. There were some huge problems with the police about 2 years, well, a year plus ago, let's say. You know, during the time all this is going on. In Levy County, they had to terminate two police officers because of some pretty nasty, heinous stuff that went on. And I found the video covering it. I think I'm going to live stream on that. Because there's the video and a video follow-up. You got to remember, they've had that. They've had the embezzlement issue, you know, where I think it was $42,000, if I'm not mistaken, was allegedly stolen by someone within the department. Oh man, they've had so many other places. I've never looked at the police complaints there, but I'm sure they have quite a few. 31 though, again, you can see the meeting of the creditors that's not held because, of course, everything ends up kicked to the curb. They're not paying their dues. They're not paying their bills, which again, people funded. And as people talked about, they said, well, this is probably a delay tactic. Okay, so you have a bunch of morons that are hoping to buy what? Months? A few months at most? What does that accomplish? It doesn't accomplish anything. I mean, they're going to try to cost more money. It's also funny because in this, it leaves all the other conspirators high and dry. You know who these people have left high and dry? Leslie Federico's. They left her high and dry. They still have not filed anything in our case where we're suing them, by the way. They put in their second motion to kick it down to kick this can down the road. I have the feeling they think if they just kick it down the road far enough, we'll just go away. That's never going to happen, ever. But the anti-Hales people, they have left them high and dry. I mean, they bring them on shows that get a few hundred people watching. They get no payout whatsoever from it. Do they get a little bit of exposure? I suppose. But I mean, really, with all of the insanity that's going on, with everyone knowing and seeing what these folks have done, is anybody going to hire them based on that? If they do, you'd have to be like freaking insane. When you see some of the stuff that's happened, when you find out someone has to retire their license in lieu of discipline, when you find out all that, I don't believe they're going to pick up anything. And I definitely don't. I would say a quarter of the people that watch those shows associated there, they're Hale's audience. And those numbers have dwindled substantially when Lips is around. So they got left high and dry. They got them sued, and then they bailed on them. They also, through all these plans, they left a bunch of other people high and dry. You notice they'll go to war for Ray, but screw that old Leslie Federico's, right? And it's interesting. Again, all the stuff she did is her fault, for sure. But I am curious what she was promised. Because all these people, what we have seen, and I base this off of emails I myself have received, there were promises that were being made. Fame, fortune. And none of that materializes. All that ends up materializing is litigation. It's wild. But you have the Chapter 7 Trustees Report. You have Theresa Bender, having been appointed trustee of the estate of the above-named debtors, reports that this case was dismissed or converted. I've neither received any property nor paid any monies on account of this estate. Pursuant to, they give the rules on there, I hereby certify that the estate of the above-named debtors has been fully administered through the date of conversion or dismissal. I request that I be discharged from any further duties as a trustee. You're saying, I've done my job here, but key information about this case, as reported in schedules filed by the debtors or otherwise found in this case record, this case was pending for 2 months. Now, again, what amazes me is people are talking about this being a delay tactic. What this looks like to me is if this is their plan, the lawyer that's part of that looks like an inept asshole because they look like they don't even understand how to file basic fees. That's the kind of stuff. You notice any kind of master plan these morons have, it ends up haunting them down the road. So I imagine this is the kind of thing that will end up haunting that person. But 2 months. Assets abandoned without deducting any secured claims. Not applicable. Assets exempt. Not applicable. Claims scheduled. Not applicable. Claims asserted. Not applicable. Claims scheduled to be discharged without payment. Without deducting the value of collateral. Debts or exempt from charge. Not applicable. So You see them filing in. They file in 33 here too. I render the following service in this case. I'm eligible for payment under I filed a report. No distribution. I declare under penalty of perjury that all of this is true and correct. Now remember, their donors were told that this would be filed. It would be corrected first thing. Bam. It would just be a couple of days and it would be all done. No muss, no fuss. It's all gravy, baby, right? Everything would be remedied. They would fix the problems in this. Well, doesn't look like they did, does it? Doesn't look like they've done anything whatsoever. Again, people gave $6,000. It's yet another money loss, another money hole. Give me a second here and see. We have a good post on this. Like I said, we had a post that popped up yesterday. I was going to cover this yesterday, but I took my moment off. Let me pull this up here. This is actually a pretty good post. Like I said, this was on the quote unquote fan page. You have some good people over on the quote unquote fan page, but it is flooded with weirdos. By the way, I want to mention something briefly too. So, you know, the guy with the billboards and everything else, there's been discussion over that guy. Some information came up. What I loved about that situation is the fact that you saw 2L and you saw anti-Hales. They first so freaked out that there was a guy that was out there that was potentially putting up billboards around where they live, talking about their crimes. They were afraid. They were very afraid that it was real. Now, there have been reports again that that is not real, but we'll see the freak out about it. You should go back. I mean, it has been so worth it. I loved that. I was like, man, I wish that would have gone on for weeks because they were panicked. They were afraid. This guy, regardless of what actually has happened, I still, in my heart, I'm like, please let it be. Let it be. But he had them thinking that he had gone out and he had paid for billboards and put them up in the region, that locale that they were in. And they were doing a scavenger hunt. And it mentioned it mentioned the money that had been raised and more. I got a pretty good laugh out of it because they were freaked out. They were like, "We'll sue him." Oh yeah, sue him, please. See, I kept thinking that would be amazing because what it would do. If somebody did that, they may sue somebody if that ever happened, by the way. If it did, possibly. But what they'd have to do is go into court and prove that they didn't fraud people. And holy God, man, that would be amazing. Because again, no money's turned over. No projects fulfilled. I mean, you still have memorials that are, you're talking about a project that, well, now you're rolling in on month 10. Still nothing. Actually, it depends on, I suppose it started in November. That's when everything started up. So, I mean, technically it's been longer than that. But they were talking about having completion in December. And then it turned into, we're going to have work started in January. No work, no nothing. There's been nothing. The plan was for them to send down their own people. You can tell. Like, you can listen to them. They were planning on sending their own people down there and calling that a quote-unquote work crew. You know, instead of hiring a contractor. People that I'm going to say probably shouldn't be doing that. You know, I'm sure a court would agree shouldn't be doing that. So the whole idea of billboards existing, man, they were freaked the fuck out. It was pretty amazing to watch. And again, I'm not encouraging actions like that in any way, shape, or form. I'm not encouraging you to get yourself sued, you know? But oh my God, it was something to behold. It was. Let's see. So, 3 documents were filed today from the U.S. Bankruptcy Trust in the LP bankruptcy case. We have number 1. That would be document 31. The meeting of creditors not held due to court dismissal. Again, that I think it's very succinct. If you don't understand what these documents mean, this is a good way to put it together. So the meeting of creditors. Of course, you can't have a meeting of creditors if everything falls apart. I also wonder too, see, with the meeting of creditors, they have to realize that Jeremy Hales is going to be able to sit down. He's going to talk to, I mean, how exactly, like I kept running into this mental roadblock with this. How do they think this plays? Because Hales is going to be allowed to discuss not only case, but also all that money that was raised. All of this. Again, I wonder, like I said, with Lynette, I wonder if she wants to try to play nice because she's afraid that money, otherwise, if she was like, yeah, give me that money back, she's probably afraid that money will be claimed by the bankruptcy courts. But here's the thing. You ain't going to have any money left, lady. These people, what have they delivered on? They've delivered on 2 things. Jack shit. They've given you nothing. When they've given something, it has been totally paid for by an audience. And you know that there's overage. You have to trust the amount that was raised. I wouldn't trust these people for shit. They would not tell me what they have raised. I wouldn't trust them at all. Excuse my language. That's just... why would you trust them? I get the feeling sometimes. See, Lynette, the situation that she finds herself in, she's going to have to trust them, at least to a degree. I think that's kind of funny when you think about it. It's kind of it's poetic in its own way, right? Because, I mean, what other choice does she have? She doesn't have any other choice at all. But then you had the document 32. That was the Chapter 7 trustees report, right? Where we talked about everything that had been written in. Again, if you want to see this where it's posted, so you can see where it had been copied through. So with Alan Walker here with their posts, they had everything written in that we had read there. So, again, you can see that. And third, summary. If you don't understand what's being noted, this is a very easy notation there. Summary, the U.S. Bankruptcy Court, it was dismissed after 2 months. 2 months, no asset or creditor claims administered. I mean, when you look at it, you know, you got to think, they were told again and again that there were deficiencies in the way that they reported it. I mean, think about it. They were saying, you know, these are things we want to run off. So you actually got a clear picture of what they were trying to take aim at. But the only reason, the only problem with all of that is that they weren't putting addresses, contact info. They wanted it was almost like they wanted to give this list, like they fully intended to move forward with something, but they were terrified that these people would actually make contact and find something out. Again, you know, one of the things they tried to do, and I'm not advocating for courts and companies. That is not my intent on talking about this either. I don't, you know, they can eat that. You know, the places that give out unsecured debt at insane prices. Forget that. I'm talking about the people that she's trying to write out that she was probably told she could write off, like Hales, like the Grangers, like Rex, you know, all these folks. She was told that if she gets sued, she'll be able to write off. But that's not the case, man. Again, undecided. If that was the case, if you were allowed to do that, here's the thing. If you could actually get away with that, don't you think everybody and their mother would do that? If anybody if anybody thought that was possible, don't you think that there would be like lawyers just lined up down the blocks writing off potential lawsuits? Don't you think every company in America, they would pull out the fucking phone book and read off every one of us and say, well, this person here, what they would do, like with new medications, for example, they would get your name, and then after so many months, they would pull up every freaking person there, and they'd be like, we're filing against our company here. It's we're getting bankruptcy protection from lawsuits. Because remember, malice doesn't count in Lynette's world. She thinks that you get a free pass for that. I mean, it's the dumbest idea ever, especially considering you already have, if you look up cases where people have tried this, the reason that people don't try it over and over again is because you get convicted of something that involves malice. Putting up signs, calling someone a PDF file, that is the definition of malice. You know, oh my God, man. Let's see. 1 minute. I'm pulling up something for you. I want to read something for you. So, for a legal context, by the way, just to make this clear, with malice, that talks about intent. It's a willful, this is a good way to describe it. This is the way it pulls up. A willful desire to harm or a reckless disregard of another's rights. Now, this can take form, actual or express malice, which is a deliberate intention to injure, or implied malice, which is inferred from the wrongful nature of the act itself. So, again, when you think about it, they want to do harm, to understand, again, the key components with malice. You have the intent to harm, a conscious and deliberate desire to cause suffering, injury, or wrongdoing to another person. You have the unlawful act itself, the malicious act that is done without just cause or excuse. And you have the reckless disregard, wherein you don't care. You have an extreme indifference to the consequences of one's actions or a wanton disregard for the rights of others. You don't give a crap. Now, again, why hammer this point home? Because what they did here, it's not like they borrowed unsecured money from a debtor and they're trying to write it off. With that, I'm 100% on the idea that you should be able to write off a lot of that. I mean, these days, it's crazy when you go back and you look at the 40s through the aughts. You look at the mafia and loan sharking, and you realize that banks charge higher rates sometimes on credit cards than the mafia did back in the day. I mean, that's nuts, right? When you look at their bigs on something and you figure, like I said, the banks are charging higher. Yeah, that's a problem. So I'm not advocating for that. I'm saying that you can't do with the other stuff they tried to do. Now, the types of malice, again, you have actual malice. That's a state of mind where a person has a direct and deliberate intent to injure or harm, or implied malice, legal malice. That's inferred from the nature of an act, wherein the act itself demonstrates a willfulness or a wrongful intent, even without direct proof of the malevolent state of mind. Now, in court, again, when we get into defamation court, you have to remember when somebody defames you, you're talking about a public figure. Jeremy Hales is a public figure. You have to prove actual malice because we're dealing with defamation. And the idea of actual malice, it boils down to someone knowing a statement is false. When they publish something, they know or they do it with reckless disregard of the truth. I mean, the examples it gives are amazing too. It's like, imagine someone posting a false or damaging statement about a public official on social media. You know, if the person, they do this with false or reckless disregard, not caring if something's true, that's actual malice. You go out and you prove it. If you call somebody a PDF file, that is the easiest thing to prove. These people have repeatedly demonstrated that that's what they've stated. Repeatedly. It is amazing to see. I mean, again, going back to that post, he said, nothing was paid. No services. The bankruptcy court, they were added as creditors because she owed them money. So isn't that something? So they end up in there too. And again, as they're asking, what happened with the money? Like I said, I think this is a good post because it informs people what types of documentation came up. But the better question is, where's the money? They've come up with so many excuses for why this money has gone ghost. But there's not a good excuse for any of it. This money should not have walked away. That's so crazy, man. That is a huge bankruptcy lie. That's why I talked about that as a title. It is a bankruptcy lie. The thing has been a lie since start. And any moron that is out there that does not see through this, I don't know what to tell you. Because again, if this was some kind of, if you think, oh man, that's a legal maneuver, okay, fair enough. But the problem is you weren't told about that. You were told that it was for a lawyer for the federal court. Do you think that this maneuver here, do you think that's better than bringing in a lawyer? Maybe a lawyer. What they need really is they need a lawyer that is not attached to any of these idiots. That's what they should have had, because a good lawyer would have told Lynette Preston, you know, you need to try to mitigate these damages. You need to try to stop this at any moment. When she got the walking papers from the protective order, when she was allowed to just walk away, a good lawyer would have been like, that's enough. That's one thing. That's why, Mrs. Face, Silverman, I think he did her a great service. The one thing he managed to do in that was to not only make that end, but let her walk away. Jeremy Hales let her walk away without any court costs or anything else. He just wanted to be done with it. And Silverman got her out of it. He did her a service, and she has repaid that by having her representation trash him again and again and again. She has no idea how lucky she got in that, because again, it was a cut and dry case of this. You had the judge that was attached to this thing get removed. Not only were you going to lose there, but you would have been on the hook monetarily for quite a bit of money. But you didn't take that. You didn't take the hint and just walk away. You were told, I'm sure, that you were going to get rich. You can see it again. You can see it in the documentation, in the Smartt contracts. Because the Smartt contract is so clear. Because you got to remember, like when you go back to it, everybody points to it and thinks the two cases that were involved. No, they were aiming at having him as their Florida litigation counsel of record for everything. They note that, you know, they were going to co-counsel. And in that, again, they would have Scott. He would appear as the counsel of record. And Manskin, he would do he would do the writing. Now, again, he can't sign Scott's name legally. So Scott, of course, he gets to approve the drafts and gets a final say. He didn't even know what was going on in the case whatsoever. How much do you think he really read of that? I mean, honestly, But the main point is that Bruce, he's a contributor. He made sure he wrote this because he keeps using I in it. See, with Scott Manskin, he'll talk about Scott and then he'll put I, wherein I will be appearing. So he gives himself away as the person writing. Manskin, he will be the out of court legal spokesman. I will be the one. But they talked money. Like when they talked about money here, they were talking about either settlement or end of litigation money. And on that, they would have a 60-40 split. With Bruce getting 12%, Scott getting 28%, and Preston walking away with everything else. They were walking away with the 60%. So Preston was told that she was going to get paid. She was going to get banked. And you could see it in other conversations too. Now, somehow down the road, we've gone from this, where she thought she was going to get paid. Preston, I don't know how the fuck to wake you up in this. I don't. Because you've gone from this as your game plan to now you're in bankruptcy court. You're hoping for a delay. By the way, too, that if your co-conspirator friends, if the Fed 2 people end up walking, you don't. Fed 1, Bruce has put you in such a predicament that this being dismissed, I don't see how you dismiss it. You all didn't turn anything over. You all have shown that there is other proof out there. You've talked about how in discovery, you don't even understand the basics in discovery. That you don't even know that discovery has happened. You think it was denied by the courts. And when people pull up documentation and they're like, look, here's the documents that you need to read, you won't do it. It's not obstinance. It's a denial of reality. And that denial of reality, again, you're not asking yourself, how have you gotten to this place? I mean, it's because you're surrounded by just people that obviously they have no idea what the hell they're talking about. And if they get to walk, like I said, they walk away, you don't. People have tried to enrich themselves, so they're definitely trying to enrich themselves. And what's really amazing? They are advocating harder for Ray and getting him out of court than they ever advocated for Preston. They are doing so much to try to get Ray out of stuff. But you didn't see them doing all that stuff for Preston like that, did you? Because when it came down to it, again, they had enough money where they could have potentially at least put a down payment on a lawyer. But they didn't. They took it another direction. I bet you they would fundraise for Ray a lawyer, but they didn't for her. It's so bizarre. Oh my God. Let me check a couple of things and then we're gonna finish up. I wanted to bring those up to you. I think I'm gonna cover those again Monday. By the way, you tell everybody there's a video coming. It is popping off from Hale's, and it is going to be amazing. It is not a video he created, by the way. It is a video of, oh man. Gross, man. By the way, I'm very grossed out by the fact that Preston decided that when some other kid got sick, that she would start posting about, making it me. I can't even bring that stuff up. I would rage, and I don't want to rage. Don't want to rage about that, but it makes me mad. Let me hit some super chats here. Max Lab, thank you for the super chat, my friend. I much appreciate that, and appreciate you, my friend. Thank you. Wheezy kicked off that 20 there too. Thank you for the 20 for the Tuglets, for what they are loud, whatever. Yeah, indeed, they are. The little one, like I said, she's her world is candy and. There's a few toys. She's it's interesting. I've never seen a kid that's so picky about stuff. You know, a lot of kids will, like, if you were like, "Hey, I'm gonna buy you this toy or something," they'd be like, "Yeah, buy whatever," right? If she's not interested in it, she'll tell you, "No, don't get that for me. Don't do that." And I like that. You know, people don't end up wasting money and stuff. She's not rude about it or anything, but she knows exactly what she wants. Love that. Colleen, thanks for the 10. For more family rib days. Well, thank you for that. It was definitely a good day on that. We have a barbecue place. This was funny too. So we have a barbecue place that's like right down the road. And my daughter thought barbecue, you know, it just means pulled pork, you know, that kind of stuff. And I was like, you know, that means they have ribs, right? And it had never clicked, apparently. Oh my God, barbecue means ribs. You know? I was like, yeah, I thought you realized that. So that clicked in today. It was amazing to see. She's like, oh my gosh. Weezy, what's up? Thanks for the 12 months. Yes, 12 months, 52 weeks, 365 days. That is a lot. This has been going on for a long time too, and I love to have y'all with me. Thank you. It is wild, isn't it? Andre, thanks for the. Hey, I hope your appointment with the doctor was. It was pretty good. I don't think I never talked about this, so I switched over. I told people that I switched over for a specialist, and you can tell I've done better since I switched over. That's because one of the specialists that was working, they had not diagnosed me correctly. They were, look, they hadn't done any harm, but they weren't doing a good job. And they are one of the best ranked specialists in Tennessee. Crazy enough. But medication was wrong. I was having problems with it. I kept telling these people, like, I've got to have a change off. You know, this stuff is wrecking me. It's horrible. And I finally got in with somebody. And that change up, that alone did a lot. But yeah, I mean, it went pretty good. I still don't have answers for everything that's going on, but man, at least it ain't like it was. Lord, it was bad for a while, for sure. Things have been better. I still, one of the reasons I don't do short videos right now is because I can't stand to stare at like right now when I'm doing stuff, I'm looking down. That's why I don't see some of your comments sometimes. Screen. And it's kind of crazy when you think about it. I've been dealing with that for a while, but it's much better than it was for sure. Like I said, I appreciate that. Let me put a redirect. I'm going to redirect people to Flashcast tonight. Again, do not go over there if you get upset about things. But if you want to have fun and you want to laugh at the stupid that is, well, everyday living for some stuff out there, I definitely would encourage you to check it out. Let me put in a redirect here. Then we'll continue. Man, redirects have been weird lately too. There we go. Again, you know, there's all kinds of talks about everything from politics and all. And that, you know, I don't really get into here. The reason we don't get into a lot of that here, by the way, is it's not the point. You know, the point here is to we really go against false accusations. We spend years covering stuff, and that should be our main focus. But there are many things in life. And, you know, one of the things I love about places over there, like, too, you can argue if you want. You can have fun. But they talk about the insanity and entertainment. I like that. and they laugh. It's stupid. I might go over there if I. It depends on the kids today, really. Depends on what they want to do. If they want to hang out and stay up late, watch some movies, then we'll do that. So we'll see. But again, thank you, Wheezy Wills, too, with the little one cat. Thank you, DeFloofy, as well. Appreciate that. And again, S. Shine, thank you. Andre, drop that as well. Thank you, Andre. Emma, also thank you. Appreciate that. Reese, thank you. Dropping the book fun there, too. Cynic in Chief, dropping the e-hugs. Thank you, my friend. Nat, thank you for the 2. I don't know if I got you I might have missed. There was a block there. I don't remember if I thanked you before. If I didn't, thank you. If I did, thank you still. But I don't know if I did. We gave you a song too, Undertaker. I thought that was cute. You got this song. I like the Murfreesboro. That was really funny. She liked that. Her reaction was hilarious. Anna, thank you. LaWanda, also thank you there too. Anders, thank you as well. Yeah, the Rio baby. We were talking about again. Murfreesboro is crazy because of the change. I remember being a kid and Murfreesboro being just this little town, like in the middle of nothing, and it has exploded. Man, I wish my family would have bought land in it or Smyrna, Tennessee. Lord. I lived in Smyrna, Tennessee for a while. That place is blowing up too. It's crazy. So Rhea Run, thank you. And box coming. That'll be awesome. Check that out. Anders again, thank you, my friend. The Floofy. The Floofy sitting the tuna funds. I love it. Thank you, Floofy. I don't think I caught that one. I appreciate that. Cynic, I agree, by the way. The cruising for a bruising. Yes, these people, they're out of control. They're nuts. They're asking for they're lucky that Hales is a decent human being and a nice person. Like I said, these people, if they would threaten me like this and stuff, I know I'm sue people, but I don't think I could abide all the crazy. I think I would say it that way. These people, especially when they bring in harassers, known harassers, those pieces of filth, man. You notice though, they do it from afar. You know, they always talk a big game, but you notice like people like Paint Chips, you know, he ran away like a fucking character. You know, when somebody tries to serve him, I mean, they run and they hide. It's amazing to see. You know, they talk a big game, but they're afraid. Adair dropped 5 gifted memberships, by the way. Thank you, my friend. It's much appreciated. I always love seeing your avatar too. It always makes me laugh. I love it. There. Hello. That's true. The Cynic in Chief, very true. Thanks for the 2 there. Yeah, J-Hip has made more money than Volmet has. That's true. Although I do wonder again, I wonder if there has been payment behind the scenes. You know, again, that could be that could easily be explained and remedied. But I wonder if there has been an exchange of money for more than we've seen. I wonder if they were cut off a slice of some pie, because they've stuck around even though they only managed something like 16 donations and 700 forward-facing dollars. They still stuck around. And they put in all that effort, just like when they allegedly got paid to do this for other people. Makes you wonder, right? I mean, big time makes you wonder. Laura, thank you too. Appreciate that. Thanks for the 5 there. And you noted you're pretty quiet in chat. I like to paint, studio, and just listen. But I say much appreciate you. Hey, thank you too. I do. I appreciate you all too. You know, and again, loud, quiet, doesn't matter. Y'all here. Y'all appreciate it. Like I said, we did better than I thought. You know, when we can break 2,000 people on a Friday or a Saturday, we're doing really good. You know, so I'm happy with that. I appreciate y'all showing up. Jack's mom, thank you again. Thank you for the crafted funds. And also Wheezy Wills, thank you. Saw that come in too. Rhea Rye, she loved hearing about somebody else loving electric dreams. You know, she felt that lately and loves it. Fallen Hero, again, thank you. I appreciate you, my friend. It's always good to see you. Jack's mom. What's up, Jack's mom, by the way? Appreciate you a lot. Thank you. Weezy Wills, thanks for the 5. 1 a.m. in the UK. Painting Hogwarts Castle while listening to I Can't think of anything better. That's awesome there. I've sat down. I'm showing the little one some Harry Potter stuff. I know she's at the age where I think she would enjoy it and have fun with it. So I've started doing that. Jack's mom, thanks for the day. They paid $6,000 for a 2-month pause on Fed cases. Yeah, they're hoping for a few more months too. You know, they're hoping for it. They'll probably angle for that. But again, what does that really accomplish? It doesn't stop it. But Lynette Preston thinks it does. See, the craziest thing to me is she is of the mistaken impression that it will stop the cases. And to me, that blows my mind, you know? Rob, thanks for the 10. Did one of the male pro-Hale YouTubers get pulled over Leafy County during the city council problems and admit he knew who he was? Super chat during cop corruption discussion. I don't remember. I'll have to go back. Let me screenshot that and I'll ask about it because I don't remember, to be honest. The police around there, though, I'm telling you, the police with Levy County. Remember, Levy County is bigger than Otter Creek. Now, when I say that, okay, Levy County is bigger, but Levy County has been so corrupt that I kid you not. Look it up. You will find documentaries on that area because of the level that they prosecute, or the lack of prosecutions, I should say, was a better descriptor. You know, they are so freaking corrupt. It is mind blowing. I've never seen anything like it. Sheila, thanks for the 5. Tug, you had a wish list on 2L. Oh man, I'm gonna have to end. I got a call coming in. I gotta take this actually. Let me 1 second. Let me mute that. But I'm gonna have to take this. Aussie Wombat, thanks for the 15 there. Hey, Tug sent you an email with a photo of Laura Owens. I'll check that out. And Sheila, thanks for 2 bites. Tug, call it 6 numbers. I'll buy a lottery ticket. Go with the lost numbers: 4, 8, 15, 16, 23, 42. And I'm gonna wait. Man, it hung up. We'll see if it picks up again. It actually docked out. I think it'll call back in just a second. I've got a call. I got to tell you. When it rings, I'm going to hang up. But when you hear it, you know, I don't know if any of you, does anybody know that song, by the way, that's coming up? Let's see if anybody recognizes that. I'm curious. You know, also, Angela, thank you. Sent $25. I appreciate that. But I'm going to have to end here. I appreciate y'all. And I'm going to take this and I'll see you.